Hey, good morning. BJ and Joe Ondo out and about on the Recumbents. And I'm trying to make sure nobody's behind me. We're on the PP Greenway again. Then we're heading up to Cottonwood Creek Park. So, welcome. Thanks for coming along for the ride. And beautiful day today, absolutely beautiful. Not a cloud in the skies, high 70s, nice little breeze. Thank you. Hey, caught up with Joe. Nice view of the Fountain Creek there. Haven't had a lot of rain in the last few days, thank goodness, and so it's not rampaging like it's been lately. So, but yeah. Now we're just out for a ride today. We did our food shopping run yesterday. You know, hooked up the homemade cargo trailer to my trike, because my trike has a little bit, even though we both have e-assist motors, my trike has a bit better gearing because it came with better gearing, and Joe's has always been more on the low end. So we're going to have to, one of these days after we get everything else done, get her upgraded to a 9 or a 10 speed setup. But that's a new derailleur, new cassette, new shifter. So it's going to be a while. But yeah, well, it's Monday today. So if you're working, I hope you have a good day at work. I hope it's not a bad day at all. And if you're not working, why aren't you riding? That's okay. A lot of times on Mondays, people got things to do after they rode the weekend, you know. But so now we're coming up on the turnoff for Cottonwood Creek, and that's where we're planning on heading, is up to Cottonwood Creek Park. Alright, so yeah. Now we're on the Cottonwood Creek Trail, and according to all my lights here, my wireless mic is on this time. Now the first part was shot on the GoPro 6. That's my that camera has become my permanent mount camera on the trike, as you can see. I got to straighten it out a little bit. I budged it when I was getting on the trike. And I do apologize for the the toes you still see in the, in the mounted video, but I don't have anything else to get the camera any higher. I'm going to have to try to find some kind of extension. Next time I get up to Angletech, I'm going to see if maybe they've got something from TerraCycle that would boost that up. Howdy. Alright. Wasn't sure which way he was going. Oh, look what we have here, ladies and gentlemen. A tunnel. Ole, 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 ole. All right. Good way to start the day with a tunnel song. Well, as you can see, the only problem is the brush has grown up to where you really can't see the creek very much right now. A little bit of a spot there, but not much. Might be a little opening over here. There we go. Nice rock fall. Give you a little back view there. Seems like a lot of people have Monday off. Right? Of course, a lot of people are retired too, so. But Colorado Springs does have a pretty large retirement community. Morning.
How are y'all doing?
Good. Have a good day. But yeah, like I said, stunning day today. It's just pretty outside. Hate to see summer go, but do have to admit, the best days are probably fall, you know. I mean, I know it's not officially fall yet, but in Colorado Springs, 1st of September is fall, okay? I don't care what that goofy calendar says. Bike back. Bike back. Well, guess not. I thought that was. This is. He hit the bell, so kind of waited a little late though. But yeah, even though it's a pure urban trail, it's still one of the prettier trails. In fact, it's probably the best, you know, scenic trail, you know, that we have. And like I said, it's called the Cottonwood Creek Trail because it goes up to the Cottonwood Creek Park. And it does go beyond that, but it dead ends just after Powers Boulevard. And this is one of the, you know, one of our normal rides. So some of you poor folks have seen it a lot. Hopefully, we're trying to save our pennies. It's getting harder because the government keeps taking money away from us. But we're trying to save what we can, and we're gonna try to make the High Trestle Trail out in Iowa. And if that don't work, we may look into going to either Tater Tot, which is a recumbent trike rally. Well, it's a recumbent rally. Used to be trikes only. That's what. But now it's open to, you know, pretty much anybody. But it's kind of a recumbent thing, so you won't see too many people riding. You won't see too many people riding, you know, standard bikes, but there are a few usually, which is cool. And that's up in, well, with the name like Tater Tot. It's in. Sorry, the sun's getting kind of bright. It's in Idaho. But the recumbent retreat, and that's in late June, I think, middle June, late June. And then the other big one is the Recumbent Retreat, which is up between, someplace up right between Idaho and Washington State. So, but that's in September. So in fact, I think they just finished that up. Just finished that up last weekend. So we might try to do that too. Just have to see how things go. We've got some money saved up, but not enough. As an old biker, motorcycle type biker, told me one day, he said, if you really want to enjoy a road trip, go half the distance and bring twice the money. And you know, I've done that a couple times, and he's kind of right. When you don't have to worry about the money part of it, it makes the trip a lot more, makes that road trip a lot more fun. And a lot more fun. But yeah, we'll try to go somewhere. If nothing else, we do have enough money that we could rent a truck, because we don't have a vehicle. Our trikes are our transportation. You know, we either have to take the trikes, walk, or take the city bus. And the city bus is terrible. You don't want to take city bus if you don't have to. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's not terrible, but it's not easy. We don't have the world's best system where things hook up, in a timely manner. Sometimes if you miss a bus, you can be stuck there for an hour, So hopefully one of these days, they're getting better. They are trying to add more buses, so, they'll get the times down. But it's probably going to be a while. Joe, it's 11 o'clock. Do you want to head for lunch? Okay. So we're going to stop up here at Starbucks up on North Academy here. Howdy. And we're going to eat our brown bag lunch and get us some iced tea. So we'll get back to it with you as soon as we start heading for the park again. But appreciate you guys, like I said, coming along. Now that I've got the new laptop computer, I should be able to, make some timely videos here, I hope. Okay. Okay. Now Joe can make this turn pretty much. I can't. I have to stop and back up and all that other stuff. Luckily, it's got a little bit of downhill to it, so I can just kind of coast back. All right. Whew, that was close. Almost didn't make it. Yeah, so here's the Starbucks. So I'm going to go ahead and turn her off, and we'll get back to you. Bye for now. Okay, well, we're back. Had a good lunch, and passing on your left. And yeah, so we're back on the Cottonwood Creek Trail. This trail does go right along Cottonwood Creek. Howdy. Hello. And of course you can see, because the houses butt right up against the trail, that it's definitely an urban trail. Like I said, this is one of our normal routes, and but it's just such a nice day. Had to get out today because tomorrow Jo goes in for serious dental work because of her the bone medicine that she's been taking for years for osteoporosis. Well, I guess it makes it so she doesn't clot. You know, the blood doesn't clot as quickly as it should and as easily. So they want to pull teeth so they can get rid of a couple of bad teeth, and then they're going to make her an upper and a lower partial. But the problem of it is that she's literally going to be on a soft, small bite diet for 30 days. Poor thing. Man. You know. Howdy? You could, you know, you could handle that for a week, but, well, it's going to be hard for 30 days. I don't know, you know, and it's really difficult too, because it's like, if we ride, I don't know what to bring, you know, to bring her for a snack, you know. She can't eat the bars, so that we normally eat, the think bars. So, yeah, I guess, you have to come up with something. May have to put an ice pack in something and, bring her, you know, bring her a chocolate pudding or something. Because, you know, she can have, you know, mashed potatoes and pudding and bread if it's soaked, whatever that means. It means it has to be wet, so she could take bread and, I guess, soak it in her soup and eat that. So, but, yeah, there's, and eggs and stuff like that. So, but, yeah, 30 days of that. Ugh. It's almost like going to prison. I mean, really, honestly. Yeah, there's not a lot of, I mean, except for the fact that it's a lot of nice greenery. There's not a lot of, you know, views of the creek. Morning. And, Joe just put it in 2, and I've been lazy. I've been in 2 all the way up. Just don't feel like pushing hard today. Just really want to enjoy today. I'll try to get this camera up so it gets over my knees at least some. But it's hard to hold this camera up, all, you know, for a whole ride. But oh yeah, so like we were talking about, I finally got my finally got all my parts and pieces in, so I have new ball joints, and boy, that does make a difference. I mean, the front end never felt bad. It didn't wobble, did anything like that. The only time it ever wobbles is if I hit a bump and I don't have my hands on the handlebars. But that has nothing to do with the ball joints and tie rods. That has to do with when you put a Bafang motor on the end of your boom, and if you got longer legs, it creates an imbalance spot. But as long as you got one hand on the handlebars, I mean, all you got to do is touch it. You don't even have to really hold on, just one hand. It will straighten itself right back out. Where Joe, because she's so short-legged, she doesn't really have to, she doesn't have that problem. Her motor is the same place as mine is. It's up top on the top of the bottom bracket out on the boom. And yet she can take her hands off and it won't wobble. But she only has like about 3 inches of boom, and I have probably 10, 8 to 10. So I think that's where that the motor imbalance comes from. But otherwise, it was just the whole front end was just kind of feeling a little loose. I mean, like I said, no vibration, but you can just feel it, And now, boy, the whole front end feels nice and tight. It does. It feels good and tight. And howdy. One nice thing about a path that goes by a creek, you get to hear the creek. What level are you in, kid? Okay. Bike back? Thank you. I just don't understand why my 2 seems more powerful than yours lately. Because it wasn't before. Once I put it to 9 levels. Yeah, and I'm probably running 3 or 4. So maybe I just get more boost because I'm running a harder gear. You might want to try that. Instead of going down to 2 on the hills, only go down to 3 or 4 and see what happens. Just see if you get any real boost out of it. See if that gives you any more. Yeah, see, did you go to 3? Oh, okay. Oh, Lord. Maybe I should have too. Oh, but I think I'm only in 1. Yeah, I am. Okay. I got to go to 2 just to catch up. Oh, long way, BJ. Don't do no good if you don't hit the right number. Yeah, I guess they've got a new coffee house over here. We're going to have to stop and check this out one of these days. Maybe we'll do it on the way back. Maybe we'll just have an early break and see if they got it. See if they do iced tea. Did you see that? Yeah. We have to take a stop there, see if they've got iced tea. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, it's called the Creekside Coffee Shop, so that's kind of a nice addition. Okay, well, we're coming up on a really ugly part, coming up on Union Boulevard. So I'm going to let you guys go get a snack or something, and we'll get back with you. Bye. All right, we're back. Got rid of the ugly spot, and we're on our way up to the park. So what we might do is, like I said, we talked about maybe stopping back by and checking out this Creekside coffee shop, see if they got any iced tea. But yeah, good day. So what I'll probably do is probably stop the video at the coffee shop, because I've got a bit of a preamble up the Pikes Peak Greenway that I shot on the hard-mounted camera, the old GoPro 6, and then of course right now I'm using the GoPro 11 Mini. I'm actually getting used to the idea with the minis. There's no rear screen, which was really weird at first, but I'm getting used to it. One nice thing about the minis is that they're really light. I mean, this thing hardly weighs anything, so you know it's really easy to handle. Howdy. I mean, it's really easy to handle. But I really do enjoy being able to, you know, have the two cameras, because you get different views that way, you know. And I like to use the GoPro 6 for when I put music into videos, because you know you don't want to listen to me jabber for an hour. I don't want to listen to me for an hour. But yeah, we might be able to get a little better views of the creek when we turn around up here. Like I said, it'll be a little early for our snack, but that's okay. If I would have known it was there, we would have just waited till we got to there, and you know, before we ate lunch. But howdy. Yeah, we don't stay out real long, you know. Our rides are normally, you know, 2.5 hours. Thank you.
Morning.
Morning. And just like to get out, especially because, you know, let's face it, summer's almost gone. You know, you wait and wait and wait and wait, and finally summer gets here, and boom, and it's gone. Just goes. And our August was great because we had our friends, the Leclercs from Indiana, come visit us and ride with us, and we had our friends, the Martins, out of Texas, come up and visit and ride with us. And you know, we got to share a lunch, and it was just great. Just, you know, really enjoy those folks. I hope they're all doing really great. I know that Karen and Jim been going everywhere. I mean, they have been everywhere. They've been all over the place. They've had some really great reports, you know, from different places. Totally jealous because they got to do the high trestle. And I hope we can make it out there. Yeah, that's in Iowa, and it's just this killer trail. And basically they have it's metal sculpture that goes kind of over the bridge, and it's supposed to make you feel like you're going down a mine shaft, you know. So I have to ask Karen if that's how it felt. But they light it up at night with blue lights. And although Karen said they only did a small portion of it when they were there, which is kind of a bummer. It would have been much cooler if they had the whole bridge lit up. Maybe they had some sort of problem or something. But yeah, it's out of the, I think it's kind of out of the Des Moines area, but not really Des Moines. It's near a little town called Madrid, not Madrid, but Madrid, and I think they have the town of Ankley or something like that on the route. But it also hooks into the Raccoon Trail, which I believe is like, would give you, if you rode both trails, it'd give you like 85 miles, of off-road, off-road path. Man, that would be nice. Got the disc golf course out here. Hello? Now this is one of the major disc golf courses here in town. There's 4 of them, I think. This one here at Cottonwood, and then they have the one at Whitefield Park, and then they have one down by the El Palmar Youth Sports Center off of the PP Greenway Trail, and there's another one, and I can't remember where it is. There's more of them, but those are the big 4. It's a fun, it's a fun sport. And we're starting to get some breeze all of a sudden. It's supposed to I believe tomorrow and Wednesday are supposed to be quite rainy again, or really good chances of rain. Where yesterday was funny because there was a lot of dark clouds at times, but it never rained. Today it's just been solid blue. I mean, check out that blue. Go straight and we'll take the hill up and around. That way we don't have to fight with anybody on the sidewalk. Now this is the park right here. Oh, they put up some permanent style goalposts. Usually they don't have those. They have, the temporaries, because they play a lot of, Pee Wee League soccer out here. And I think they do football too. Not sure. They don't do lacrosse out here. They do at the El Palmar Youth Sports Center. But, yeah, those are more permanent ones too. Interesting. Well, what we're doing is we're gonna go over here and we're gonna go up the hill there to that big building, which is the YMCA building, one of the YMCA buildings here in town. And there's a big old hill to get up there, but one of the problems trying to access the restroom is that it's on just a single sidewalk, and these trikes, we take up a lot of room. So if we go this way and go all the way around, it basically makes it so we don't get in anybody's way. No, up and around, yeah, because this way here is the same way. See, it's just a regular sidewalk. It's not a. It's kind of a sidewalk and a half, but it's not quite a 2. So for us, it makes it a lot harder to get to where we need to get, and not and not force people off the sidewalk, which we don't like to do. And if you go down there, there's another tunnel that heads to the end, but we're not going to do that today. As you can see, we're in the baseball diamonds. There's several of them here. And they did the weirdest thing on the concrete here. I don't know why they laid it like they did, but it's got a lot of bumps in it. Yeah, got the playground over here. Yeah, now the one real limit about using a mini instead of an actual, full GoPro is that the battery in a mini is built in. So once it's gone, it's gone. And I think about the best I could get would be an hour. Out of the mini. But even the 6 wasn't that much better. Maybe an hour and 15 minutes on one battery. But you can replace the battery in the 6 if you're smart enough to remember that you need to bring a second battery. Yeah, what can I say? I'm getting forgetful in my old age of being 70 years old. Still weird to think I'm 70 years old, I have to admit. It's funny because it seems like I was 50 for a short time, and yet it seems like I was 60 for quite a long time. Oh, that's the YMCA, and this is a demonstration garden here. You can take a walk in. All kinds of flower and fauna, I guess they call it. I can't remember exactly. I think that's how they pronounce it. And Joe, I don't know what Joe did. She looked like she was trying to commit suicide there for a minute. Oh, okay. But yeah, now we're on just a regular sidewalk with a pretty good drop off, so we kind of got to be careful. Joe's trike turns so much better than mine. I have to get over here in the weeds and the grass and the crud and just to get turned around. I know this isn't very scenic, but I just thought I'd show this to you. So the Cottonwood Creek Recreation Center. That's what they call this. Oh, that's sad. It's got a little kids memorial. That's really sad. Well, I'll tell you though, little kids should not be out here by themselves. There's old Pikes Peak up there. Yeah, as you can see, there's like 2 or 3 clouds, and there was a little more that way. But not a whole lot of clouds going on. Yeah, this guy in the corner house here, he's probably getting ready for Halloween already. Oh yeah, check it out. He's got castles and pumpkin heads and all kinds of stuff. The only bad thing is that, when you have a camera in your hand, you only get to use one brake. And I really hate doing that. I'm thinking, like I said, I've been thinking very seriously of having them put, hook both brakes into one lever, so I can use both brakes all the time. Because I think that's one of the things that wears out the brakes a lot more. Here I can just kind of pump it, and go a little slower. But yeah, this way we only have this little bit of sidewalk here to get to the porta potties. So yeah, there's a pretty good view of the field. some of the lower mountains. Well, some of the, actually, the taller foothills. Okay, it says we're recording, and the transceiver light is on, so that means we should have mic. All right, well, we're heading back is what we're doing. We're gonna go check out that Creekside Cafe. Maybe we'll get really lucky and actually have sugar-free snacks or something, which I seriously doubt. Yeah, one really great thing about this trail is that it's it's a very constant low grade uphill, you know, all the way to the park. But then when you're coming back, you can just fly. Okay, I'm going to try to switch hands here. So hopefully this doesn't get too ugly. Okay, there we go. I gotta get this camera in a better position in my hand. It's kind of stuck. Darn it. I had to make a holder for the camera, or not for the camera, but for the wireless microphone adapter and the transceiver for the wireless microphone, and I couldn't. Sometimes it would catch on my glove, and I can't turn the camera because I don't have a gimbal, so I have to turn the camera manually. So, like I said, we're gonna go down and check out this Creekside Cafe. Hopefully they've got something we could buy, but almost nobody carries anything, you know, sugar-free, with Joe being a type 2 diabetic. Being a newer business, I kind of like to support it. Now that I know it's here, well, we may try to come up and get our lunch here. See what they got for lunch food. Howdy. Since they're an actual cafe, supposedly. Passing on your left. Thank you. So, trying to give you some views of the creek here, but too much brush. Howdy. Yeah, too much brush and trees. And I'm sorry for that creaking. Something is creaking and I can't figure out, I can't figure out what it is. I honestly don't have a clue. I've tightened, everything down. I've tightened my seat, Okay, we got the big ugly crossing to do again. So, Joe, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to let you catch the light. with this camera in my hand. I just can't do it. Okay. All right. Had to turn that off because of the boulevard. As you can tell, it's noisy and creepy and not much fun. Howdy. Okay. I guess this is actually run by the church. Interesting, you know. Had the Living Hope Creekside Church. I guess Joe decided to go in this way. Okay. Might be a little better way. Oh yeah, it's all cement. Nice. I didn't even know they had this. Go see what. Kind of go see what they got. Go ahead and back up, babe. All right. We'll get back to you. Okay, hey, I just wanted to do a little promo here for this this new coffee house we found, the Creekside Coffee House, and it's kind of interesting because it's hooked to a church. But this is a really nice place. They've got a little, wooden picnic tables over here. They've got tables over here, several tables, big tables, some just different couches and that type of stuff. They're open 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Being hooked to a church, you can kind of understand why they're not open on Sunday. But it is right on the trail, right on the Cottonwood Creek Trail in Colorado Springs. So if you ever come to Colorado Springs and you, want to start a place, they have burritos, they have paninis. That's a type of a sandwich, and some of that, and all kinds of pastries and stuff. Many different coffees, hot tea, and they even have iced tea too. We just had a good iced tea, and but yeah, I just kind of wanted to show this to everybody. I'm just going to do a real quick peek inside, just so you can get a good look at it. Yeah, see, check that out. Check that out. That's really neat. All right. That is great. Yeah, like I said, this is a really good little place, and we're if we would have planned on buying lunch, we're definitely gonna try to come stop up here, because for us it works out good because it's far enough away that it's worth the ride up here. So yeah, like I said, the Creekside Coffee House along the Cottonwood Creek Trail on the way to the park. So, yeah, stop by. Give them a little business.